Yeah, welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop STL. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is go and tell them who you are and where you from.
All right. It's Lizzie Liz, your girl Lizzie Liz, coming from the dirty south of the 210, San Antonio, Texas. Go Spurs, go.
Okay, shout out to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta ask you, how was it for you growing up in Texas?
You know what? It's honestly for me, it's been a smooth ride. You know what I mean? I've been blessed, I mean, for my mom, it was a struggle for her raising me and my brothers. And we actually grew on the east side, WWY, Rigsby area. That's like back in the 90s, growing up in there was pretty wild. But I was a young kid. I was, in elementary, middle school. So like I said, I was pretty blessed growing up in Texas.
Okay. Did you ever have anybody like musically inclined in your family, anything like that?
Like, to be honest, not really. I think I just pretty much picked it up on my own. I mean, my dad didn't have a problem with hip hop, nor my mom, so, but that wasn't their thing. They were separated. My mom, was a single mom or whatever. So, music wasn't her thing. It was just in my blood. As soon as what happened was, actually I had a stepbrother, and they tried to be the Latin Kings or whatever growing up, and he would listen to Eazy, and I was like 9 years old.
Yeah. Okay. So this how you fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So what about Eazy that you liked? It was something that caught your ear or what?
I mean, I would see all of my stepbrother's friends would come, and they're just bumping Easy. They're throwing their Latin Kings, signs or whatever, and their rags, and they were just on it. And from there, it stuck to me. And then that's when everything else started coming out. Bone Thugs and Snoop Dogg. I mean, all of that just like it just stuck with me. So.
Yeah. What was your favorite Bone Thugs record?
The East 99, 1999. I think
Oh, okay.
oh man, not okay when it came out, right? 99. We used to have a mall that had man, I forgot the name of it now. I can't even think. But I went to go get the CD from it. Oh man, I had to. I was like the first in line.
Okay. That's what's up. Okay, so how did you know this music was meant for you? When was the first time you actually like wrote something down and express yourself?
So I was probably about 11 or 12, and a friend of mine, these guys, they would be rapping, and we would go to their house, and they would listen to Bone. And I think this is back when Bone had just that album out, Bone, or their tape called Bone. They were listening to Bone deeper than what we know. And so they're just out there, and they would be just on the mic and just wrecking it, and freestyling, and me sitting there and chilling with them. Like, I was like, man, I want to try it. So I went home, and I would start recording. I'd get my little boom box, and I would have my tape player, and I would listen to the songs, and I would rewind, write them down, and memorize them, and just keep up with their momentum. And hell yeah, I got it down pretty quick. So yeah, and that was my thing.
Okay, so when you first started like doing this and basically like uh embracing yourself as an artist, how did how did the Latino community like embrace you? They was like, was they going for it? Like, talk to me.
Yeah, because I mean, in middle school, like I went to Kingsborough. So they were like they loved me. They loved me. I mean, I had the whole school popping. I mean, everybody knew me in school. So we would all be just freestyling, rapping, and then people would ask you like, well, how do you do that? Must be a flow,
Yeah.
So back then it was a lot easier, to tell you the truth. A lot of my young years I spent on rapping, singing. I even got involved with the church, the
Okay.
Victory Outreach. And
Okay.
so we did Christian rap. I got to perform at our missions baseball field, the Wolf Stadium. So we performed there, from everyone from California. and they were actors, there was rappers. I mean, we had it all there. It was called I'm Your Puppet. It was a skit. I was 13 and I got to perform over 1,000 people, and that was my lifelong dream. But then, life happened, so kind of fell off for a little bit, and I'm barely getting back in the game.
Okay, okay. So I ain't gonna lie, I wanna ask you, can you spit like a little verse? You got a little verse you can spit?
um,
If you up to it.
actually, I got something here I written down. Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Uh, let me see. Now my
I
mind went blank. I got the writer's block. You know what I mean?
no, you good. I ain't mean to put you on blast or nothing like that.
Nah, I should have been ready.
I just feel like you one of the ones that be having it ready. You heard me? You gotta stay ready.
Yeah, like actually, I'm more of a writer
Okay.
than a freestyler.
Yeah, oh
So
that's all good.
everything like that I have is all written down. Oh man, woo-wee, I'm nervous, but I want to do something. So let
Go ahead.
me look at something while we're doing this interview, and I'll definitely put something out there.
All right, all right.
So, but yeah. Other than that,
All right. We're gonna
about a
move on.
year
I wanna
ago.
ask you, before you spit your rap, I wanna ask you
Mhm.
a couple questions, okay? That's cool?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. What besides the raps you finna write, you finna spit to us or whatever, what's some of the records you got out or some of the records you've been working on?
Um, there was one that I was working on called Enemies, and that one is with a homeboy from mine, Tiptoe. Oh man, he's gonna be like, why didn't you know where I live? But he lives in a different state. So we
Okay.
network. And he's more of a horrorcore rapper, but he likes what I do. So he asked me like, "Hey, I have this beat. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, like I said, I'm just a humble rapper, barely coming up.
Yeah.
And
So this your beginning, basically.
yes, and he was all like, well, okay, well, here's this beat. See, it's yours. See what you want to do with it. And if you want me to, I'll feature on it." And I was all like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Of course, I want you to have it on there." So I started listening to the beat, and it's actually the credits go to David Edwards, another friend of ours, and he made the beat. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, and I'm listening to it, and I start like enemies, enemies, and it just came to me. And then I got the hook, and I did my verse, and he did a verse, and we posted it on YouTube.
Okay, okay. That's what's dope. Now I gotta ask you, what do you bring to the hip hop culture in 2022? That's not that's not being seen from the Latino area or Latina area.
Um, I just bring my own personality, like who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm just humble with it. I mean, if I get people vibing with me, that's great. I'm gonna take that. I'm not out here to get rich or anything like that. I think I bring my humbleness, and and for someone like San Antonio, Texas, you really don't hear a lot of people, which there are, and especially there's some females out there, and me myself are discovering them. And I think like what one thing I want to do is to push the female Latina community out here, get us going, like, hey, we could do it too, it don't matter, male or female, whatever. But me, I come humble with it, and I think that's what I bring.
Okay, now that's what I was gonna ask you. Who's your top favorite female Latina artist?
Latina actually is Snow the Product. Snow the
Okay.
Product is a badass Latina artist. Man, I remember she started out young, you know what I mean? And she had when I heard her music, it was called Bet That I Will. And when I
Okay.
heard her flow, I was all like, "Oh man, she's got something there." So yeah, but
Okay.
to be honest, Nicki Minaj has
Okay.
been my idol since she's first came out. And honestly, it really hit in 2011 when I fell in love with her, and I picked up a lot how she raps.
Okay.
More of her style in rapping.
Okay. Now give me three more female artists that you feel like you can relate to.
Oh, Meg the Stallion. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, she really kills it on her flows. You know, I listen to what she says and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's dope as fuck. I could fuck with her all fucking day. Um, three more artists.
No, two more. You just named her.
Two
Give me
more.
two more.
Okay. Let me see who I haven't. Okay, let me go back in the day because I really gotta give props to like TLC, Salt and Pepper. So let me just
Okay.
put those two out there because well, girl, in my childhood, that's what I grew up with, and man, I would be out there in the yard dancing to their music,
Yeah.
dancing and rapping to it. So definitely yes, yes,
Okay.
I gotta give it to
Okay.
them.
Okay. Uh, now I gotta ask you, like, what projects you can we expect for you in the future? Like, what you working on that we can look forward to?
Okay. I have a lot of stuff right now that's kind of mixed up, a couple of beats to work on. I haven't really thought it out yet. There's another one called Get It Hype that I just started working on. I might ought to kind of fix it a little bit. I need to do studio time. Everything I do is just through my phone, through the apps.
Okay.
So I really need to start thinking about or having somebody help me out and get my music where I want it.
Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Now, before we get out of here, because I'm kind of running low on time right now. Before we get out of here, I gotta let you let the people know where you tuning in from San Antonio, Texas again, and let them know this when I fell in love with hip hop.
Yeah. Lizzie Liz.
All right, now just let them know this when I fell in love with hip hop.
Oh yeah. Man, I fell in love with hip hop back in the 90s. You know, the 90s did it for me 100 all the time.
All right, we out of here. When I fell in love with hip hop, STL. I'm your show host,
Yeah.
Mr. Picasso.